Where else can you find a major European city that looks like a fairy tale land but surrounded by mountains? One of the most aesthetically pleasing places I've ever seen, where the beers flow steady and the bills are cheap. A city whose center is actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site in the land of Bohemia. This is my visit to Prague.
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Zach. We back. This time we in Prague, out in Czechia. This town is very historical and very colorful, both literally and metaphorically. So, I ain't gonna lie, my old nemesis, the sun, is out, and he's out with a vengeance today. So, we're gonna make some moves. Let's roll. All right. So right now I'm just strolling through the old town of Prague. It's their old town center. It always impresses me, these European cities, the major ones always have centers where they haven't been touched in centuries. Like this was created in like 13th century, so the fact that it still stands, it amazes me. Okay, so now that I'm in the middle of it, I can tell this is the old town square that I'm in the middle of, and it's pretty impressive. Only thing is, so many damn people around, because it's so beautiful, it's gonna be so touristy. So, okay, so apparently there's this famous astronomical clock that ticks every hour, but it's worth seeing for some reason. But oh my God, I only have 2 minutes, and there's a polar bear. Wanna see what I mean by touristy? This is the clock.
And these are the tourists. So this clock was first installed in the year 1410, and it's a medieval astronomical clock. And an astronomical clock means that it has special mechanisms to display astronomical information, such as the positions of the sun and the moon at certain times and different planets. And that's exactly what this clock does, which is amazing since it was built in the 15th century. But another thing special about this clock is that it has a lot of different figurines and statues of rotating saints and disciples. And it actually gives a clock show once every hour where the different figures are actually rotating around the clock and performing different actions while the clock bell is ringing. It's really cool that that happens every hour. And did I mention that the pork knuckles look more like legs? And if you're a drinker, Prague is paradise. They're actually the creators of the Pilsner beer, and all the drinks are crazy cheap. And they'll make you feel good inside if you go to it, and if you don't go to it, it might come to you. All aboard. Believe it or not, Czechia has a very long history with puppets and puppeteering, dating back to the 1700s, where they used to just play in the Bohemian countryside at fairs and was embraced by the culture for a very long time, including today. But unfortunately, it wasn't a well-paying job. A lot of the puppeteers died penniless.
Oh my God, he's gonna jump. Nah, I'm just playing, I ain't gonna jump. That's actually a 7-foot statue of Sigmund Freud. It's kind of crazy. And you know the name, Sigmund Freud. He's the father of psychoanalysis, so put some respect on his name. But apparently this gets mistaken a lot for a suicide attempt. Police get calls for somebody trying to commit suicide, but they're just talking about this statue, which is pretty funny.
Now this is a quirky little piece of art that I saw on my way to the Franz Kafka Museum. So you might wonder why there's 2 old guys pissing in the lake. And yes, this is a quirky little piece of art, but it has a very deep meaning behind it. So the pool of water that they're standing in is actually bordered by a map of Czechia. And this actually symbolizes how they feel that they've been treated over the last century by neighboring countries. So on the west, we actually have Adolf Hitler representing Germany and how they treated Czechia when they occupied them, leading up to the Second World War. And to the east, we have Joseph Stalin representing the Soviet Union, which pretty much meant that Czechia went under their control right after World War II.
shit, what's up? Oh man, so right now I'm on the Charles Bridge, which is, it's pretty amazing, man. They have like these incredible sculptures, dozens of them, just all the way down on both ends of the bridge. And it's all pedestrian bridge, so it's cool to walk on. And you also get really good views off the edge. Like, the city is beautiful, and you can really see it from this bridge.
So to me, the best site in Prague is the Charles Bridge. So this bridge started construction in the 14th century, and it's so cool because it's decorated with an alley of 30 continuous statues, most of them in baroque style. It's a very lively bridge with a lot of street performers and live music, and also just vendors selling their goods, and of course, tourists like me. But I'd say that the Charles Bridge is one of those places that looks way better, and you can experience it way better from the outside looking in. So if you're sitting on the nearby bridge, you actually get the best view of the city to me. Trams. First of all, public transport's so cheap there, as is everything else, meaning you can get a 24-hour pass for all public transit for about €4. But the trams are running all day, like every few minutes at each station. It's so easy to just hop on and hop off if you get that 24-hour pass. I'd definitely recommend that being the way to go. And they're nice on the inside too. So one thing that's important to know that I did not know is that although Czechia is in the EU, it doesn't use the euro. It actually uses the Czech koruna, or in English it's the crown. And another thing to know is that €1 is equal to 25 crowns, which doesn't carry the same weight as spending 25 euros, of course, but things are considerably cheaper in Prague than in Western Europe. But not knowing the country's currency did lead to a couple of stupid American blunders, which I don't want you to go through. Zach did that, so hopefully you don't have to go through that.
Thanks for watching, and subscribe to Afro Wonders.